What's going on, guys? We're back at it again with the Wizard. Going to show you guys a little bit different option. It's going to be a little bit less gear intensive, although the more gear you got, the better. It's not going to require the Firebird set, but we're going to keep it on for the sake of this video. It's obviously one you want to shoot for in 2.1 with all the fire damage going around. We're going to go over the skills here for you really quickly so you can see what's going on with the build, and then we're going to come back around and explain how those are going to work, and then afterwards we're going to show you some gameplay so you can see this in action, just see how strong it can actually be. As far as your skills go, Frost Nova with Cold Snap, Disintegrate with Convergence, Black Hole with Blizzard, Teleport with Wormhole, Energy Armor with Prismatic Armor, Magic Weapon with Force Weapon, and then for your passives, Blur, Astral Presence, Unstable Anomaly, and Unwavering Will. Now I'm going to go over exactly why these work, and you don't need any type of arcane power builder. Disintegrate is going to be your main attack, and you're going to need some defensive skills. The greater rifts are pretty tough. You need some crowd control. You need to be able to get away from danger. You need to be able to do all kinds of things. I think this build is going to help you out to survive a little bit better while continuing to do that top tier damage that your gear can handle. Frost Nova with Cold Snap. This is just going to freeze enemies around you. The cooldown is now at 7.5 seconds, and the freeze duration is to 3 seconds. So this can be very useful. And like I said, we're going to show some gameplay afterwards. I'm going to show you guys exactly how it's going to work, because you want to be able to cast Disintegrate. And the thing with Disintegrate, which changed in 2.1, the damage increases by 250% weapon damage every second, up to a maximum total of 890% weapon damage. It starts at 390%. So this is very important. You need to stand still to get the full amount of damage. And you're going to run that with Convergence, which changes this to fire damage. With some crowd control between Black Hole and Frost Nova, you're going to find that you're going to be able to stand there a little bit longer to get that damage out. You're going to get, you're going to push Disintegrate to that maximum amount of damage, and you're going to see that it's quite effective. Now, Black Hole with Blizzard, if you've got any bit of cooldown reduction, this does help quite a bit. It's on a 12-second cooldown, but this does come around enough to where you only have to use it, once or twice, probably once with white mobs, maybe several times depending with the elites, which it does work. It's going to do a little bit of damage, but it's also there for the crowd control, which is very important. If you're running with a group and you don't need to worry about Black Hole, you can certainly go another option as well. Teleport with Wormhole. This is to get out of danger. There's all kinds of things that are hitting you. A lot of tough, things out there in the greater rifts. You got to get away from danger. Next up, Energy Armor with Prismatic Armor. Now this is going to take away some of your arcane power, but you're going to get that back. You do get the increased armor and the increase to all resistances here. Very important. Again, the greater rifts are tough, especially if you just want to do regular rifts on Torment 6. Kind of important to have the damage reduction. Next up, Magic Weapon with Force Weapon. This is a pure damage boost. 20% is very nice to hold on to, so good thing to keep around there. For your passive skills, Blur, again another defensive skill. This allows you to stand there a little bit longer. If need be, you're going to be able to take a little bit more damage. Astral Presence, you get your arcane power back here, but the important part is the 2.5 arcane power regeneration per second. Now I'm going to show you another piece of gear that's going to help this as well, but that's a very important thing to have to make this thing work. Unstable Anomaly, just for the sheer fact that this gives you that extra life. This can occur every 60 seconds, which is important. If you have the Firebird, you also have another life there, which that is at 300 seconds. So if you're dying a lot, if you're having trouble staying alive, maybe this can kind of give you that extra life. You're fighting some tough elites, who knows. Unwavering Will. Now this is the part where I said you're going to want to stand still a little bit longer. This increases your armor, your resistances, and your damage after you stand still for 1.5 seconds, and I'm going to show you how you can make that happen with this build. Between Frost Nova, between Black Hole, you want to get Disintegrate pumping up there, you want to get it at max damage, you want to boost it up even further with Unwavering Will. This is a way to go. As far as your gear goes, the more fire damage you have, the better. If you have the Firebird set, this is great. You're going to get the set bonus there, which is very, very important. To be able to burn stuff down, you can light them up and then run away, and they're still going to take damage. If you have a weapon with fire damage on it, you can craft the Devastator if you have the plan for that. The Burning Axe here is a good item to have with the increased fire damage. It doesn't have really high like weapon damage, but that extra fire damage does go a long way. Here we're running with the Royal Ring of Grandeur. We're running that so that we can get the set bonus from Firebirds and the Tau Rasha, which is the two pieces that are going to be kind of important. This helps, and it's mostly because of the 3-piece set bonus to where you get more arcane power regeneration by 2 per second. Now, of course, the extra fire damage and the resistances are good to have there. And next up, the other important piece of gear, excuse me, is the Cinder Coat. And the secondary there in the orange, it reduces the resource cost of fire skills. And this can be anywhere between 23 and 30%. This is very important when you're channeling a skill, especially considering it's fire now. So you're going to have the regeneration, plus you're going to have the resource cost reduction, very important. Other pieces you could run with the Mage Fist. If you don't have Firebird set, you can always run with the Aughild set, any number of those sets out there. At the moment, I'm testing out some new gems. This one, it increases your damage, for 3 seconds after spending a primary resource. Since this is a channeling skill, this is going to continue to boost up your damage. So if you're standing there, you can continue to boost this up, and it's going to, you'll be able to see the damage, escalates by 3% there every time. Now, to get to the actual part that you're going to see, Disintegrate, you're going to be channeling it, but with the Astral Presence and the Tau Rasha's set piece there, plus some resource cost reduction with the Cinder Coat, and if you have some points in utility for resource cost reduction, this is great. Now you're going to see I'm going to channel this, and you're going to see my arcane power pretty much sit there up at the top. Now if I'm fighting a Rift Guardian, this comes in very handy, albeit if I'm not running around like a madman. But as you can see, I can sit here, I'm still channeling. I've been talking for several seconds, and this thing isn't even halfway down. So this is a good thing to have. This is why I say you can see it boost right back up there very quickly, and you don't need that arcane power builder. You don't need it. You don't need it anymore. So you can run with a bunch of defensive stuff that's really going to help. We've got the crowd control, we've got the get out of danger with the teleport, we've got energy armor to protect us, and then we've got a little bit of a damage boost with a magic weapon. As far as your Paragon points go, I do have max arcane power maxed out. I might take this off just because, as you can see, it's not going down that quickly. But of course, max your movement speed in conjunction with your gear first. If you do have a little bit of trouble getting the resource cost reduction, certainly go with max arcane power and then throw some points into intelligence. Offense, go ahead and max out your crit hit damage. If you don't run Black Hole, feel free to take the points out of cooldown reduction. Go ahead and throw them in a crit hit chance, and then put the rest of the points in accordingly. For defense, resist all, and then armor, and then of course life after that. Utility, life on hit, very important in 2.1. The greater rifts, you're going to be taking a lot of damage, and you got to get that health back some way. They've taken out, more the health potions a little bit, or the health globes, I should say. They're not dropping as often per their notes, although it does seem like they're still out there aplenty. Resource cost reduction obviously is going to go a long way with everything else to create good synergy between your passives and your other gear. And then next up, area damage, which is just a good way to go to get that extra damage out there. So that's the points, that's the skills, and that's the gear. Stick around a little bit. We're going to show you guys this in action so you can see just how effective this is, just how quickly stuff burns down, and show you how this all works together. So stick around, we'll do some gameplay. Alright, so we've got the build here, and we're going to go in, we're just going to choose any random. We'll buff up, we've got our prismatic armor, we've got our magic weapon. We're sitting at about 14 million toughness and 1 million damage, not too bad. We're going to show you guys this in action. I'm going to show you, this is a good way to use Black Hole. You can line these guys up, and I'm just kind of running around for the sake of it. But this is a good way to get the crowd control, line them up, you get the damage done. That guy's near me, and I technically froze him there, but you guys couldn't see it. This guy, that's why I said, having that unwavering will does allow you to kind of stand there, take a few extra hits. I wouldn't recommend it, obviously, in greater rifts. Stay active, stay busy, don't take too much damage. So this is a good way to get in line with everything else. These guys, we're just going to channel this. As you can see, the Black Hole just lit them up. These guys, we're going to put them on a corner so they come straight around. You'll see the crits there. They're going up. Disintegrate is at max damage now. That guy, we just froze him. That's the great thing. I have that on my left click, the Frost Nova. It does not interrupt the Disintegrate skill, so that's a great thing to have in case you want to be able to, you're wondering, hey, you know, why am I going to cast Frost Nova in the middle of my channeling? So you can actually do that without interrupting your Disintegrate and keeping the damage maxed out there. So that's a good thing to have. And we'll show you guys, there's Frost Nova, we froze everything. And for the sake of this video and some gameplay, one of the best ways to do it, obviously if you can get them around corners, obviously you can get them through doorways. Things are going to walk straight through your beam. There's another guy coming at me. So I think on that last tick you saw 45 million crit just from Disintegrate. We've got, you know, plenty of fire damage. Disintegrate is going. You can see a lot of the numbers ticking there. So the longer you can stay on, the more the quicker these things go down. So this is a really, really fun build, guys. If you don't have the Firebird set, that's okay. You can still go without it. If you do have the Firebird set, obviously you're going to get, you know, max damage out of this thing. But if not, you know, get the Cinder Coat, and after that, you know, if you can get some Mage Fist, any other type of fire damage, it's going to go a long way. But this is one of those ones that if you're just now getting to 2.1, you don't have the Firebird set, or you're just new, this is a good way to do plenty of damage in 2.1. We're in Torment 6 and we were just mowing these guys down. I'm going to rush through here and see if we can find some elites for you guys. And instead I found a dead end, so that's not doing us any favors. So we're going to cut here, and as soon as I get some elites, we're going to go ahead and put those in the video. So we've got the cursed chest here. We're going to hope some elites pop out of this guy, and sure enough they do. So we'll go ahead and we'll throw on Black Hole. These guys are attacking me. As I said, oh, we definitely don't want to stand there for that. So we're going to freeze those guys, stand back a second. Firebirds definitely did the work there, because after we moved away, they were still taking the ticks from the Firebirds. We'll freeze these guys. We can walk away. And you'll see the large crit numbers there from those guys. I don't know how fast we killed those blue guys, but it was very, very quickly. Hopefully we can find you guys another group here. This is very, very effective, guys. Hopefully this helps you out. Here we've got the purple guy here, and I'll show you guys this in action. We'll stand back. Hopefully our Templar will hold this guy just for a second. That guy is... Let's watch Firebirds do their work. Yeah, there it goes. This guy's going to spring up here, and we're going to see just how much single target damage we can do here. I'm going to go ahead and apply a Black Hole just to let Firebirds do its damage. This guy's way too close. I'm going to freeze him for a second. As soon as he comes back around, I'm going to run. I'm going to show you guys just how just how strong Firebirds is. We walked away. I didn't do any more damage. I lit him up with Disintegrate. Everything capped out, and then that guy died. So a lot of fun with Firebirds, guys. If you got it, definitely use it. This is a great build to use it with, and you'll find yourself doing plenty of damage. So hopefully this helped. Hopefully this did some, you know, a little bit eye-opening for you guys. See just how effective some of the other builds can be. There's a lot of diversity in 2.1 as far as the different builds go for different classes. It's not just like one ultimate build, although if you're playing Demon Hunter, you definitely need some sentries. We're going to ignore that. This is the Wizard. A lot of different options you can go. We're going to have more stuff coming at you guys. So feel free to like and subscribe if you like the video. And subscribe if you want to stick around. We've got a lot more videos coming out, a lot more classes we're going to be working with. But as always, guys, I appreciate you guys watching and the feedback you guys give me. So thanks again. As always, happy hunting. We'll see you next time.